going, everybody? This is Matthew.
And this is Nick from Plastic Tombstone.
And this is our podcast called I Heard Something About That.
Our roundup of all the things we heard throughout the week.
Yeah.
We have some of the information.
And we have some opinions.
This week we're going to talk about more movie reboots. The Venom movie, Destiny 2, George Romero making a zombie cars movie. Not a movie about zombie cars, but a movie with racing zombie cars.
That was gonna be like a Disney Pixar zombie cars movie.
We're gonna talk about the Witcher series and some Tom Holland news. So let's get started. What do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. What do you got? Shoot something at me.
Do you want to talk about Bane being cast as Venom? Do you think that's a good choice?
I mean, it's a good choice. It's
he's bulky as hell.
It's weird that they're making a Venom movie.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be part of the cinematic universe, right?
It's not. It's separate part. It's a separate part of. Yeah,
I think that's already dooming it.
It might be
in a way.
Yeah, because from what I understand, it's not linked to the Spider-Man in the Marvel MCU, which is what it's called, but it's the first foray into making a Spider-Man expanded universe for Sony, which they tried before and it didn't really work out. So maybe if they take it slower.
I still think it's doomed because it's not. Everybody's going to kind of know that, it's not going to fit in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what doomed the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Like, the second one wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But you could see, well, I mean, Spider-Man looked like Spider-Man. Like,
Spider-Man looked awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think
it's a good casting choice. I'm just not sure if I want to see a Venom movie that's not really going to play in a bigger picture.
Yeah.
As far as the way everything's going.
Yeah, if it doesn't lead to a Sinister Six or Carnage situation, it kind of seems a little weird to start off with a Venom movie.
Right, because we got Spider-Man as part of the cinematic universe, so why would you have Venom as its own thing that can never...
And it might be that rated R comic book movie bandwagon everybody's jumping on. Because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a rated R horror sci-fi kind of movie.
And my thing with that, too, is... When you want to see Venom debut, you want him to debut in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, you want to see him fight Spider-Man.
Yeah, you want to see him just appear and just
kick
Spider-Man's ass.
You don't want to see Topher Grace as Venom. I rewatched that, by the way. Spider-Man 3.
That movie's not as terrible as everybody says.
It is not as terrible, but God, that dancing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's some bad parts in it, but it's also like all the other movies have really weird, goofy parts too. Yeah. So it just got a lot of flack because it was rushed, obviously.
Yeah, it was just I can't get over I'm okay with the dancing sequence. Everybody hates that one. My situation is when he first takes out Sandman and then he passes that mirror on the street and he combs his hair like into his face. Like that was the step into madness that he just took. It was such a weird. And I don't really buy Topher Grace. Not Topher Grace. What was his name?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire is like a mean dude. So it was kind of hard to like sell that. I don't know if he was. I don't think he's a terrible actor, but I don't know if he was good enough to.
He spent most of those fucking movies weeping.
Yeah, so it's hard to be like, oh, you're so cruel. You're so cruel to Mary Jane, slapping her in the face and all that stuff. But anyway.
So I mean, we'll probably go see it just because we go see comic book movies. Yeah. No matter how bad they are, or what the deal is.
I think it's a good choice. He
has a good. It is. I'm not saying anything bad about.
Yeah,
the choice.
You just think it's gonna be.
I don't like the fact that it's not going to be like him debuting in a Spider-Man movie, and it's also probably not really part of a bigger picture.
Yeah, who would he even fight?
I don't know.
Like what happens?
Are they going to follow the Venom Lethal Protector storyline?
Or is Venom the villains, a la like the Alien series? Maybe he's taking out a bunch of people. Like
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know. It seems like a weird choice because he seems like a villain. And they're casting him in a role where he could potentially be a hero or a villain. It's hard to say.
Maybe they'll make it like that Suicide Squad movie.
You never saw that?
No.
I think you should definitely watch it.
I will watch it one day. It's just a matter of wanting to force myself to watch it.
I mean, it's a little jumbled to me. It seems to jump here and there.
That's what I've heard.
But anyway,
I heard something about that.
I heard something about that. Anyway, the director David Ayer from Suicide Squad. Hopefully, I'm saying that name right. He's now doing a Scarface reimagining. Can you explain to me why everybody likes Scarface so much? We're going to get flack for this, maybe.
Probably. I don't know. It's just not my thing.
It seems, I don't know.
I have a hard time watching. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe because I don't relate at all to any of that stuff.
You don't relate? Wait, you mean to tell me you don't relate to being a down and out immigrant who builds a cocaine business and then dies in the end? You mean you can't relate to that in any capacity?
I guess not. I guess I couldn't relate to Breaking Bad either, but I still love that.
It's about.
I don't know. Something about Scarface just never stuck with me.
Yeah, I tried to watch it. It's long-winded.
Same thing with The Godfather. Like I never got into those movies either. People praise them all day long. I don't care. It just bored me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think movies are very subjective. Movies are like music. It's very subjective on what you consider to be a good movie and all that stuff. And there are some that are universally considered classics. I just don't understand, like Blade Runner. I watched it. I don't understand why people love that movie.
Let's talk about that for just a second. They're remaking that, right?
It's actually sort of like a sequel.
Okay, because all I know is my roommate is in love with Jared Leto, so apparently he's going to be in it.
Yeah, he's
and
like.
She's like, I'm gonna go see it. And I'm just like, because a guy's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. What they did is they debuted a trailer for it not too long ago, and it's pretty cool. You should watch it. Type in Blade Runner's side-by-side trailer, and they play them on top to bottom, and both the trailers hit almost the same beats. Even Harrison Ford's lines are the same. Like at 1 minute and 15 seconds, Harrison Ford says the same line in both trailers. They did it sort of as an homage to the original trailer. It was kind of cool how they it literally showed a building in both shots, and then it showed Harrison Ford in both shots saying the same line. It was kind of cool how they did that, and most people didn't notice it except for huge Blade Runner fans, obviously. Again, I don't understand it. I watched it maybe too late. I was like,
yeah, sometimes
I kept waiting for something to happen, and nothing happened, and then the movie was over.
Sometimes those things just don't
if
you didn't see it then.
Yeah.
Now it's just like The Goonies for me. I didn't see it as a kid, and I watched it recently because everybody was, everybody's like, oh,
and
Goonies.
You were like, what's the point of that?
I was like, this movie's not that good. It's actually kind of dumb.
Yeah. I love The Goonies because I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And you sort of get that nostalgia for it and sort of reminisce on it. But The Goonies is fine. Same way with Gremlins. If you watch Gremlins now, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? It goes from being a monster movie to being really weird and then really dark and then monster movie again. It's all over the place. I guess you can kind of say that. I guess Ghostbusters is kind of timeless.
Movies are so much better, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Matt always says that. Movies are so much better. So also in reboot news, so they're rebooting.
Is this a new section?
This is a new section because there's an announcement on a reboot every week. Every week there's some sort of movie that's getting rebooted or restarted or whatever.
And didn't we bring this up at one time? Like, there's never been a reboot that's been like just a massive, popular cash cow.
Yeah, which I have high hopes. I'm hoping it works out better. But they're rebooting Resident Evil apparently into 6 movies.
Well, I mean, you can't do much worse than you did the first time.
It's true, man. The only one I haven't seen was the last one because I have I don't enjoy them, but I enjoy watching them just to see what happens because, man, those movies just go all over the place.
I gave up after part 2. I was like, I'm done.
You mean when Nemesis grew a heart? You mean
he's like the Grinch, man.
You mean you didn't enjoy that part? I hated that so much. Did I ever tell you about the running down the side of the building? I don't understand that. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What was the point? She runs down the side of the building, this huge stunt, just to kick 2 guys, and then walks around the corner. Why? It was just like this
stunt. It was probably shot for just the trailer.
Yeah, it was this stunt that didn't make any sense in the movie, which happens a lot. But yeah, I hope they do better. I hope they stay a little closer to the source material a little bit. Not completely, because some of those Resident Evil games go in weird places.
I would just rather see one, a zombie movie in an old house.
Yeah, like a classic.
With giant spiders and giant snakes and killer plants. And
you just want to see that? You want to see dogs?
Yeah, I want to see all that weird shit.
Resident Evil was weird, man.
Resident Evil was very atmospheric, and I think that's one thing that they failed with the movies. They made it like a big action movie.
Yeah, it became less about being scared and more about boombastic motorcycle stunts and stuff that, remember all those motorcycle stunts in the first Resident Evil?
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
It was just creeping around a mansion and then seeing a zombie and then hopefully you can shoot him in the head from around the corner.
We're going down the hallway and dogs are busting through windows and literally making me piss myself.
Do you remember Dino Crisis?
Sure do. That was the dinosaur Resident Evil.
I love that game so much. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't remember anything about it.
Somebody needs to make that movie.
Make the Dino Crisis movie?
Maybe they'll have a crossover.
Oh my God!
A Dino Crisis Resident Evil cinematic
There were
universe.
like 3 Dino Crisis games, and I
There
never
were.
played them. You know what they need to make a movie? We're going off on a tangent here. Why don't they make a movie for Turok the Dinosaur Hunter?
I don't know.
That would be awesome. Don't they have like cyborg, half humanoid dinosaurs and a Native American with mystical powers killing them with bows and arrows?
Did you ever see the movie Manborg?
Manborg. I'm gonna go on a limb and say no.
It's like a parody of like those old like 80s adventure movies, kind of. Like it's all done with like green screen and ridiculous stop motion and stuff. That's the way I think they should go with Turok if they were to make a Turok. It should just be completely fucking ridiculous and cheesy. And
God, Turok was a hard ass game. Did you ever beat that?
I played it a little bit. I never really got into it.
Man, the second one was a pain in the ass. Seeds of Evil. They had that torque. They had that. No, it was called the Cerebral Bore, and it was this. It was this gun that literally drilled into your brain and killed you, but it was like a homing missile, so you had to lock onto people, and you would just hear beep, 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 and this drill would just be like annihilate your brain. It always cracked me up. It was like a really overpowered weapon in the game. Oh, Arnold's coming back for another round as the Terminator.
Good.
Is he going to be a liquid Terminator?
I don't know.
That's all he has to say about it. This is what happened to us last week.
I mean, Tim Miller is apparently directing it.
Of Deadpool?
Yep.
Could be interesting.
Could be. I don't know. It's like, I don't know how they're gonna make that make sense. Like, how did he age? Are they gonna CG him again and make him?
It was a pretty good effect, but you can't do that in the entire movie.
Are they gonna do that to him like they did in Kurt Russell and Guardians of the Galaxy? Just make him look awkward as shit.
Just really, really good makeup job and a crazy hair. I don't know. I was okay with Genesis. I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was actually kind of overly confusing.
Maybe they'll make it like where he made like a wish and he became a real boy.
And so now he gets older.
Yeah, now he gets
It's like Pinocchio and Terminator mashup.
Exactly.
He can't lie either, so watch out.
Yeah, or his eye will turn red. I don't know.
I thought you said his eye wolf. I was like, what is his eye wolf? That sounds like the coolest thing Terminator ever had. Was
Maybe that'll be the next movie, Terminator Eye Wolf.
That sounds like the villain. So we talked about George Romero is apparently making a racing car zombie movie.
Hey, George Romero, stop.
Is that all? That's all he does, right? He just
know,
makes crazy zombie movies, right?
They're not crazy. They're boring.
Yeah.
I don't. That's another thing. I don't understand like why people love the Dawn of the Dead movie, the original, and
it's so slow.
It is. The only good thing about it's then when Ken Faree jumps up and starts kicking zombies in the head and shit, and playing like that cheesy 80s superhero music.
So was that oh yeah, dun, 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 dun. I forgot about that. He's sitting
like,
in like a closet.
He's like
about to shoot himself,
and all of a sudden he's like dun, 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 and just starts whooping ass.
Like really randomly.
It's the only good thing in that whole movie.
So you're saying the Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead was better than the original?
Oh God, yes.
That was such a good movie.
I think we're at the point where like zombies walking is not scary.
Yeah.
Even in The Walking Dead, they're still not really scary. I mean, they're not even a threat really.
Yeah, it was some books I think portray that a little better. Like World War Z sort of portrays it better, that zombies are just like unrelenting basically. But it's hard to do that in a movie and show like hundreds of thousands of zombies coming towards you.
28 Days Later, man.
Yeah.
That was when zombies got scary.
Yeah, because they were just like, what? And they bolted for them.
Yeah.
And that was, didn't they try to say they weren't zombies, they were infected?
Yeah, stop.
Stop doing that. But, I don't know. I want to see a zombie racing car, because I don't even know what that would be.
Do you remember, what was it, Day of the... No, not Day of the Dead. What was that last one? Island of the Dead, or... Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead was the one he did.
Oh, where that one zombie got smart and they started using guns?
Yeah, and the zombie had respect for them, and they drove off in their truck shooting fireworks into the sky. Remember that?
I do. Why did that happen?
I don't know. It was stupid, just like that whole fucking movie.
Wasn't like wasn't Dennis Hopper in that movie?
Was he?
There was somebody big in that movie.
I watched it in theaters and then I never watched it again.
I watched it on. I think I watched it home video or whatever home video.
What do you think George Romero, like, you hear of directors, they make a movie and they get famous and then they try hard as hell to get away from that. Like,
he didn't care.
He's just like, no, I'll just make zombie movies for the rest of my fucking life.
I think he wants credit for the zombie, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it.
Yeah, I think he wants to be Mr. Zombie.
Mr. Zombie, yeah. Because no matter what, I mean, people will always remember that he invented it, but sometimes you invent something and people just make it better, Even writing The Walking Dead, they're the same kind of zombies, but that's better than any Romero movie that's come out.
Yeah.
So,
which we'll probably get shit for because people love George Romero, but
I mean, everybody, you can't go anywhere without somebody having a fan club of something, especially Die Hard fans.
You mean Die Hard the movie fans or just
No, just Die Hard fans.
Okay.
So Tom Holland was cast as young Nathan Drake in the long gestating Nathan Drake Uncharted movie. So apparently the director saw Holland in Spider-Man Homecoming, thought he did a really good job, so they changed the entire script, they're making Drake younger, because there was a part in Uncharted 3, like a little prologue, where young Drake meets Sully, and that's kind of what the movie's going to be based on, like a sort of like a young Indiana Jones kind of prequel to all the games kind of thing. Could work. I mean, Tom Holland's a pretty good actor.
He's only Spider-Man to me.
Oh my God, he's only Spider-Man.
That's all he'll ever be.
Done. His whole career is sealed up.
It is. He should just not take any more roles.
I don't know what else. I've never seen him in anything else. So I don't know.
Wasn't that his first movie, Spider-Man?
I think it was definitely one of his first big movies.
Well,
I don't know. He's in Lost City of Z, I think, was supposed to be really good, but that's the only other movie I know that he is in, because he's obviously, when you get signed on for a Marvel movie, you're busy for a while, so we'll see how it goes. I'm an Uncharted fan, so it sounds like an interesting premise, and I hope he pulls it off. I honestly don't know who should play Nathan Drake, if anybody. I think Nolan North should, who's the voice, because he kind of looked a little like him, but he's too old now.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell should play Nathan Drake. He's old as shit, too.
So?
Okay.
Let's put some Kurt Russell makeup on him.
Put that de-aging Kurt Russell makeup on him, and that's it. Everybody thought it was Nathan Fillion for the longest time, and I never agreed with that. I think Nathan Fillion's fine, but I don't know.
I don't know if it is.
He was the head cop in Slither.
Okay.
I always have to find things that Matt can relate to, because sometimes he doesn't know who I'm talking about. No, there's always a way. So they're making.
Hey, did you see a G.I. Joe movie?
So Netflix picked up the rights to the Witcher series, not the games, but the books. There's apparently like 6 books, and they're going to make a Netflix original series based on that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about The Witcher, but I know it's a popular game, and it seems like it'd probably be my style. So
yeah, he's sort of he's just a monster slayer essentially.
He's like Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
No. God, don't get me off track. Let me talk about Witcher, and then we'll talk about Van Helsing for a second.
No, let's not talk about Van Helsing. Let's just talk about The Witcher.
He's basically like, from what I understand, Witchers kind of get chosen at birth, and they get put through a long process, and a lot of them die. But if they live, they become prolific healing/killing machines, and they essentially go around doing bounties for people in towns and killing monsters. They're monster slayers for hire, essentially. It's a cool series. They fight griffins and witches, and it's actually a really good series. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt's a good open world game for anybody out there looking for a long open world game, and a really good one at that. But I'm looking forward to it. It could be cool. It could be like sort of Game of Thrones-ish.
Yeah, as long as they do it right. I mean, I'm open to it. Netflix does some pretty good stuff.
They do. Let's talk about some video game stuff.
We were just talking about some video game stuff, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. Good transition. I didn't even catch it.
Transitioned yourself into the same thing.
Anyway, so the South Park game, The Fractured But Whole, got delayed until October 17th. They announced it this week that's when it actually will come out. You never played the original one, did you?
I didn't. I watched a lot of reviews and stuff. It was one of those ones that was on my radar to play, and obviously I don't have a lot of time to play games, so
yeah.
I just never got to sit down and play it, but I heard it was really good. It was like basically playing a whole episode of South Park.
Yeah, it was a turn-based RPG, but it wasn't really difficult, and you got to go through all the characters. And that time they were in a sort of a medieval setting, and Cartman was a king and all that other stuff. But this one's more their superhero persona, which is the coon, and you always play. You're making Goldar dance. You always play the new kid, so you get. I think your name was. I think your name was Douchebag in the first one.
Oh.
Like Cartman just said, "What's your name?" and you typed it in. He's like, "I'm just gonna call you Sir Douchebag." And everybody called you Sir Douchebag throughout the entire game, and they were all just fighting over a stick, essentially.
Remember that South Park game for the N64?
The terrible one where you had to throw dodgeballs at turkeys.
Yeah.
God, that was a bad game.
South Park games have come a long way.
They have come along. Well, when they made that game, do you know that's the first time they mapped out where stuff was in South Park?
Really?
They had to go through when they were making the game to decide where Kenny's house was, where Stan's house was.
Huh.
And they actually, now there's an official map of what South Park is. So that didn't happen until that game. They just said, he's probably over here. But they had to because you wander around the town, essentially.
Neat little bit of trivia there.
Trivia! And also, there was a big... I was hoping Corey would be here today, but he's out again. Someday we'll get him here.
I'll pretend to be Corey.
You'll pretend to be Corey. You want to talk about Destiny?
Cool!
Whoa! Corey's very excited about it. So there was a big Destiny 2 gameplay reveal this week, and it kind of looks a lot like Destiny 1, which is okay. Everybody was kind of like, oh, it looks just like Destiny 1. Who cares? If you like a game, do you want it to change that much? You know? I liked Halo. I didn't want it to be turn into a third-person shooter, you know? So just keep it what it is, and they added some new powers, and they didn't really reveal a lot except for the fact that this doesn't mean anything to you, but you would do long raids with people. Like, you'd have to have 6 people to do it, and it was very coordinated, like jumping on platforms at certain times and killing certain enemies, and some of them had shields and blah, blah, blah. But in the first Destiny, there was no matchmaking for that, so if you didn't have 5 other friends who wanted to play it at the same time, you couldn't play it. So I actually have only completed like one of the 4 raids just because I never had enough people around to help me go through it. And it's a tough little thing, but now they're doing this thing where you can essentially it'll show a group of 5 people who are all in a clan, and if they're just looking for one person, they can do like a little matchmaking search. So because you can't do it with just 5, and if one of your teammates has got to go to work or something, and you just need one, maybe that one person's looking for you. So finally, people can. They want everybody to be able to play all the stuff. So, but it just basic gameplay reveal stuff. Nothing spectacular happened. The Titans got a new superpower that's kind of like an electric Captain America shield that he throws around and it pings off people's heads, which is pretty cool. And the Warlock has like a flame sword deal. And I think the Hunter has like this javelin thing that makes him like a ninja. It's kind of cool. But basic new storyline. The Cabal come in and tear down the tower. You lose all your stuff in your vault and all your weapons and all your everything, and you got to go through and get it all back. That's basically all it is. I wish Corey was here because Corey knows about the world and such, but
yeah, I have no clue. I haven't played it.
You're just like, what is going on? What are you talking about?
I'm just listening. I'm just learning.
But it's pretty cool. It looks a lot. It doesn't look much different than Destiny 1, but I like Destiny, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of situation.
Hey, that's another one of our catchphrases.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's what we talk about in Reboots all the time.
Hey, we need to go back to movie news, by the way.
Oh, what did we forget?
We forgot Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that real quick. We're going to zip back to movie news real quick.
Zack Snyder is out of Justice League, apparently for some sort of family emergency.
Yeah, do you know what happened?
I don't.
Apparently in March, his 20-year-old daughter committed suicide, and they've been trying to finish the movie, but they just couldn't do it anymore. So they're going to go be with their other kids. But anyway, so Josh
Whedon.
Yeah, he
or
was...
Joss.
Yeah, Joss Whedon. Anyway, Zack Snyder penned him to write some more scenes for Justice League, and now he's just going to essentially finish the movie.
Maybe he should just wipe the slate clean and restart.
There's a lot already done with the movie, I'm sure. It comes out in November.
Yeah.
Special effects. I feel like special effects take so much longer now than they used to. Or maybe we just hear about it more on the internet than we used to.
Yeah. We used to just had to wait for a magazine to tell us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fangoria came out and revealed this thing. Now it's like every week there's a set photo update.
Yeah, Wizard. You had to get your Wizard magazine to see.
Oh my God, Wizard! I forgot about that.
Dude, man, that was how you get your news for everything.
Did you ever check the back to see if you had any valuable cards?
Oh man, let me tell you something. I went by that price guide. I went to school with all my cards priced off that, and people thought I was insane. I'm like, well, this is what Wizard says. You want to buy these cards? It's like a card.
So you're
deal.
trying to sell like a Wolverine silver card for $20.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, check out Wizard, motherfucker.
It's the price right here. It says that Wizard is basically the Bible. I miss those days.
You missed the days of. Did you collect cards?
Yeah. Dude,
I did too for a while.
so many.
What's the dumbest? I'm sorry, we're getting off on a tangent here, but I want to know what the dumbest thing you've ever collected was. I have mine. I already know what mine is. The thing that makes no sense. You and me have another one that we both shouldn't have gotten into, and you know what that one is. Let's talk about that.
That might be mine.
That might be yours. The worst thing.
Mighty Beans.
Mighty Beans. So me and Matt got really into Mighty Beans for like 2 days, where we just went around to all the stores, bought all the Ninja Turtles and Mighty Beans.
That's the only ones we want with those and the Marvel ones. That's all we wanted.
Mighty Beans. And if you don't know what Mighty Beans are, they're basically like pill-sized beans with a ball bearing in it with your character painted on it. And I don't know what you're supposed to do with them. We just kind of like, just wanted them.
Wasn't one of the games just throw them up in the air and see how many you can catch? Wasn't that like one of the official games with the instructions?
I think it was like throw 5 Mighty Beans in the air. How many do you catch?
Yeah.
Some stupid. It didn't make any sense, but for 2 days we went to probably 12 stores.
We had collector cases.
We did. We had collector cases. I still probably have mine around here somewhere.
God.
The dumbest thing I ever collected was Pogs.
Yeah.
I even had a Pog maker, and
I
was really cool making Pogs.
Cutting out comic books and cards on the Pogs.
The stupidest Pog I ever made was Yokozuna's boob from our old wrestling magazine.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that. I thought it was funny. I left it in a teacher's grade book at school.
I had my favorite Pog. It was this like weird dog.
They were just a weird dog.
It was like a weird painted dog. It was like one of those old like.
Was it a slammer?
No, it was just a regular Pog. It was like a holographic Pog, but I just loved it. It was like my favorite one. I just carried it everywhere.
You just carried? Did you show people like it was really cool?
Yeah, I think I even had the dog name. I don't remember its name, but I think I named it and everything.
Oh God!
It was like it was my thing. I don't know.
So basically, for anybody who was born in the 90s or born after 1995, Pogs were basically cardboard circles with pictures on them.
And then the game was
apparently you stacked them up.
You took a slammer and hit it, and then whichever one's flipped on their backs or fronts.
Yeah, whatever one's flipped on their fronts, I think it was.
You got to keep.
You got to keep.
So like you would fight your friends, and like you could get some of their Pogs. Like
dumb.
It was like gambling for kids.
It was essentially do-it-yourself gambling starter kit. It was stupid, and I regret ever doing it.
I think they'll come back.
You think Pogs? Should we make?
I think we should. I think we should have a plastic tombstone Pog set.
Let's do that. We'll be your face, my face, and what else? We'll get the. I heard something about that logo on there.
Yep.
We'll get the toy box logo.
This Goldar stuffed animal.
We're gonna do that. Tune in.
Tune in for the Pog show.
We're not gonna make a Pog show. We're just gonna make Pogs and then
sell them.
Nobody's gonna buy them.
Yes, they are.
I'll make Pogs and give them away. I'm gonna actually see if I can find a Pog maker.
Yeah,
online.
we need to look on eBay and find a Pog maker.
I'm sure. What, $10?
Why don't you just find it and it's like $120? I'm gonna look right now. Hang on.
Matt's gonna look up.
We're gonna do some research right here on. I heard something about that. We're gonna see how much a Pog maker's worth.
And I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy Matthew searching the web. Look at him swipe. Where are you going? Are you going to eBay?
I just told you I was going to eBay.
What are you looking for?
How do you spell Pog? P-O-G?
P-O-G. Pogs.
Pog Slammers was one of the first.
Pogs. By Namkai Bando. I'm making up companies because I don't remember who made Pogs. I had a metal slammer.
Okay, I'm going to look up the completed listings. That's how you can tell how much something's worth.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Pog set maker, slammers, and Pog book and binder lot only went for $11.
Oh yes, we're totally gonna get a Pog maker
But with
now.
1995 Pog maker, this is like getting it with the box and everything. They're worth about $20.
Oh, good. We can totally splurge on a Pog maker. Tune in next week when we make Pogs live on the air
We're gonna do a live Facebook feed
of us making Pogs.
of ourselves.
So speaking of old toys, you want to talk about that? You have a Bucky O'Hare toy update.
Oh yeah. They announced that they are Boss Fight Studios. I'm sorry, Boss Fight Studios has on June 1st. You'll be able to pre-order their Bucky O'Hare figures. The first two, Bucky O'Hare and Jenny, they'll be $35 each.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, they're little like 4-inch figures. They're super articulated with extra heads. They're kind of like the Figma figures.
Yeah, like those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like those.
So if you like old 90s toys, if you had Bucky O'Hare, you should definitely check those out.
Want to sing the same theme song to Bucky O'Hare? You know it.
Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare does what any other rabbit wouldn't dare, or something like that.
Oh my god, you disappointed me with your rendition. I thought you knew it by heart.
I don't.
I thought it was your ringtone.
It needs to be. I happened to walk in the living room the other yesterday actually, and my roommate was watching, I guess, one of the last week's Saturday Night Live, and I guess Katy Perry was on it performing.
Yeah,
performing in quotations as she was lip syncing.
Yeah, most of them do.
There was some weird shit going on there, man.
Wasn't she like on a table?
Yeah, and like
dancing really weird.
Yeah, and like rubbing her cooch and fucking, I don't know. Was that what we like? Was that what we like? Is that what we pay people billions of dollars to do?
I don't know. If I ever watch Saturday Night Live, I always skip the musical guest because I don't.
If you get a chance to watch it, it's stupid. It's fuck. Sorry, it just drives me nuts that, like, we have really talented musicians and stuff, and like, yet a lady who lip syncs while acting weird on a table is considered the highest form of musical art.
Well, I think if we're gonna go down that road, I don't think pop music's for us. Pop music's for a younger generation.
No, but it's still stupid. It's not.
I agree.
It's
100% agree.
What is it teaching our kids? And I'm not saying that in a way like it's teaching them bad morals and stuff. It's just teaching them you can be a talentless fucking idiot and make a ton of money.
It's true. It is true.
So we're stopping pop. I heard something about that, and we're gonna start lip singing.
Lip syncing a podcast? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yes.
We're just gonna get a more talented podcast.
Yeah, and we're just gonna start lip syncing that and just laying on tables and acting fucking strange.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about it, but
It was
heard
like
about it.
she paraded around all these weirdos. Like, I guess like it's supposed to be like a sideshow, and it's just like, what does this have to do with music? This is not. There's not a band or anything. There's like all these weirdos dancing on stage. It's not even art.
Music's more about performance now than it used to be. So
yeah,
we've touched on that before.
Life is terrible.
There'll never be another Phil Collins in the world.
No, there won't. I mean, there will be. He just won't be famous.
All right, I'm about to make Matthew upset. All right, so the one thing Matt hates more than anything is shitty fashion trends.
Oh.
It drives him absolutely insane. He went on a rant for a long time ago about girls wearing Viking boots all the time.
Oh yeah, Uggs.
Yeah, like that. They're like 9 feet tall with nothing else, but they're giant furs in the middle of summer. So this is the new trend going around. You know what a romper is?
Yeah.
It's basically a pair of shorts that's connected to a shirt.
Yeah.
And girls wear it. Well, now they're invented this thing. Invented, I use a very loose term. It's called the romp him, and it's rompers for boys. Look at those guys in that picture. Type in romp him, the romper for men, and it's just goofy looking GQ models.
What the fuck?
In pastel rompers. I knew it. Look, his brain is melting right now. He can't even comprehend it.
Jesus. And you know, and these guys, they have that fucking, they all look exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
I never understood that about people.
You never, wait, hang on. Is his brain okay? He never understood that about people, that they look the same?
Well, I mean, just like, I never understood, like, hey, I want to be just like everybody else. But like, the worst part about that is like, you get all these hipsters and stuff who do nonsense like that, and they all think they're so fucking original. Like, hipsters
are the least original people in the world.
I know, That's
they're just following a trend.
That's the infuriating part about it. They don't know that.
It's true.
It's like, do you remember not that long ago when girls were shaving one half of their head, like their hair?
And then everybody did it?
Yeah, and then like all these girls, and I was like, oh, hey, I want to go get this haircut. I'm like, why? Is it because everybody else is doing it? No, I just like it. Oh, yeah, that's because everybody else has it, so you just like it all of a sudden.
There it goes. I knew it.
And then, like, girls getting their septums pierced now. Have you seen that? Like, they get the little jewel hanging from their nose.
Yep.
I just want to yank it out and punch them.
Oh, my God. It just got violent in here. All because of the romp him.
Piss me off, Nick.
That's what I do, man. I know things that'll bug you.
The romp him. Man, I swear to God, if I go to East Nashville, I'll see that.
You'll see it, yeah. You'll see dudes in rompers because it's a new fashion trend.
It's cool and ironic.
Well, my girlfriend went to a waiting room one time, and there was some jackass in there typing on a typewriter. And then she went to a car dealership, and there was some dumb girl looming while she was waiting for her Mercedes to get done. Those are two true stories. I got my $450,000 Mercedes. Let me go loom a sweatshirt real quick while I'm waiting for it. You don't get to live in the past and the future at the same time. You got to pick one.
Apparently you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to start carrying my typewriter around. I'm going to text you from my typewriter.
How? Does your typewriter have Wi-Fi?
No, I'm going to type it up and then put it on a Fox and send it to you.
Put it on a Fox.
Yeah.
There we go. New form of communication, Fox communication.
I don't know. I just don't. I think me and you talked about this once. Like, I don't know if I fit into any real group of people. Like, even like when we talk about nerdy stuff, like, man, some of these nerdy people like annoy the shit out of me.
Well, yeah, I think people go to extremes with things.
Yeah, I think that's my thing. I don't like anybody who's an extreme anything.
Yeah. You and me went to an anime convention one time, and we stood on the sidelines going, like, this stuff, we like this stuff, but man, some of these people, it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, even we went to Wizard World in Chicago last year for the Evil Dead Uproot movie I'm doing. Shout out to myself.
Shout out to himself.
But we were there. We were behind a booth with my friend Mike, who has a work shed, and it's just like, I love all the stuff that's there, but the people just take it to like a whole nother level to make it kind of almost unenjoyable.
Yeah, like they live and breathe it, and I think you can enjoy something without having it being the only thing in your life.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like I'm a super fan of Evil Dead, but I just don't like. You don't see me going like, oh, Evil Dead, ha ha. Just
Yeah,
I can't explain how those people are. They're very
passionate, but it's annoying.
It's a very disturbing form of passion.
Yeah, it's almost obsessive.
Have you ever seen the girl who's obsessed with the Ninja Turtles?
No.
She bought like the Ninja Turtle heads, and she sings the songs from coming out of her shell. Like, some weird stuff, man.
I mean, I love video games, but
when we're doing this podcast, I'm going to show you that, just because I know you're a big Ninja Turtles fan, so you'll probably appreciate how horrifying it is.
Yeah, I like them, but it's too much. I don't need everything that ever existed. I just want the things that I like. Anyway, I'm a huge video game fan, and I hate competitive gaming. I think I don't understand it. Video games were designed to be fun, but people turn them into good for them, but like full-time jobs. People make $250,000 a year, but all they play is one game. And I'm like, I don't understand in this world where there's so many games. I have too many games to play right now. I can't imagine dedicating my life to one and learning it backwards and forwards. There was a guy who dropped out of a Super Smash Brothers tournament for Nintendo 64, because they still play those in tournaments these days.
Yeah.
He dropped out because his controller wasn't malfunctioning correctly.
His controller wasn't functioning correctly, you mean?
No, it wasn't malfunctioning correctly. It needs, because there's a certain move you can do where the button has to stick a little bit, and his button wouldn't stick. It popped up too fast, so he said, I can't compete because my controller's not malfunctioning wrong. You heard me right the first time.
Wow.
It's just an obsessive thing where it's too much, man. You like fighting games. Can you imagine only playing Street Fighter all the time? It's just...
No.
There's so much more to do than to obsess over one thing. And I get that's what people do, and more power to them, but there's a lot of stuff to experience. There's a lot of movies to experience. There's a lot of games to experience. There's a lot of...
It'd be like me if the only movie I ever wanted to watch was the Evil Dead movie.
You just watch it over and over again. If you did that, we wouldn't be talking right now because you wouldn't be... you just bring up Evil Dead every time, and I'd be like, no.
Terminator's getting a reboot. Yeah, but did you see Evil Dead 2?
Yes, I saw it 10 years ago. Stop talking about it. There's so much more. Just I know people don't limit themselves to that, but it's just... Some people do, it's their world. It's where they function. It's just let it go a little bit.
How many people do you think we've pissed off on this podcast?
Oh, who knows?
I think we've alienated everybody.
I'm not saying those people who are obsessed with everything are bad. I don't personally understand it.
Yeah, and they're not easy to be around. Like,
well, they always want to know more about you than they want to know more about the thing they love than you do.
Yeah.
So. You're doing a documentary on it, so you have a lot of knowledge on it, but I'm sure you've met people like, well, actually...
Oh, yeah. God, you won't believe how many people tell me, well, the cabin burned down. I'm like, the Evil Dead 2 cabin was a shell of a cabin they built to film the outside shots.
Yeah.
The first cabin was a real cabin. The second one was not. No, it burned down. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I don't know anything. I haven't been to both sites.
Yeah. Well, those people, the worst part about them is they think they're not wrong. And you can be wrong. I'm wrong about things all the time. You can listen to any one of these podcasts. I'm sure I'm wrong about 2 or 3 things.
Yeah. It's
like people don't want to be wrong. There's always a reason for the...
And people want to be like the
authority.
be-all, end. Yeah, the authority. Like I found a lot of people, like with the Evil Dead, when I'm doing this, a lot of people want to be Mr. Evil Dead or Mrs. Evil Dead, basically. Like,
yeah.
I'm not making this movie to make anybody... think that I'm like the ultimate Evil Dead guy. I'm doing it because I love the movies and I want more information.
Yep.
The end.
Yep.
It's not like an ego trip or anything. I'm going to tell you right now, there's somebody who made a documentary on the Evil Dead, and it was pretty much an ego trip. I watched it. It was pretty aggravating. It's aggravating.
Yeah, because like you said, it's people wanting to be the top dog, the number one, and it's more, to me, I'm not an expert on anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing I know have more knowledge on, except for maybe this podcast and how it works. But that's just only because there's 2 people involved in it right now.
I mean, it's okay to have more knowledge on some things. It's just like those people.
Yeah, but I'm not the authority on anything.
Yeah,
and I don't think I ever will be because I feel like there'll always be somebody who knows more about the Turtles than me, somebody who knows more about video games than me.
That's just life, man. There's always somebody who's gonna be better than you,
and it's totally fine. That's why I don't feel it goes back to the competitive gaming thing. There'll always be somebody that's better than me. So there's no reason for me to break my back to try to be the best Halo player, to try to be the best Rocket League player, whatever. Because there's some guy right now, as we're recording this podcast, probably perfecting the physics of a game that I can't even begin to wrap my brain around.
Yeah, it's like I just want to play it and have fun.
I just want to have fun. That's it. Those people are trying to speedrun Breath of the Wild. More power to you. I want to enjoy the game for what it is, as opposed to trying to be the person who beat it the fastest. It doesn't... that stuff doesn't make sense to me.
Some people just want that. They want that praise.
Prestige is what it's called.
Prestige.
You want to talk about that video store?
Oh yeah, I went to a video store in Asheville, North Carolina called Orbit Video, and they sell like collectibles and DVDs, stuff like that. They have like a cult section, which was really awesome. But in the back of their store is actually a rental area, which they have all their DVDs lined up. They actually have a what the fuck section, which is just a bunch of really weird, obscure DVDs and stuff. Like, if I wished I lived or we had one of those here, because I would probably rent stuff from there just to see all the weird stuff they had.
Is it videotapes?
Or I think DVDs? they have some VHS, but I think everything's mostly DVDs. But they have like things separated, and like not just like in horror. Like their horror section had like a zombie section, then they had like a werewolf section, and then
where was the Nail Gun Massacre section?
In the cult what the fuck section.
Terrible movie.
But I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was a nostalgia feeling to go down and look at movies on a shelf to like potentially rent.
Flashing back to the 90s when movie store we used to have like 3 in the town that we lived in, and then there was none. They don't exist anymore.
I know.
A brick and mortar movie store is not a thing.
I told those guys, I was like, it sucks that we don't have something like that in Nashville, because I think that would be cool.
Yeah, let the hipsters get a hold of it.
Well, that's pretty much what's happened. The place where I went to was pretty much like a hipster haven. Well, have you ever watched the? There's a big VHS following. Yeah.
Yep.
Which, in one way, I do understand. There was a lot of really obscure, weird ass movies on VHS that never even made it to DVD.
Yes. Why would you? You know.
Yeah, but God, I miss those days. I miss the days when there was always just random movies, and the only thing you had to go by was this ridiculous cover.
Yeah, that was a lot of things. That was the way video games were too.
Yeah.
You wanted the Back to the Future game. Guess what?
Well, that's why, I think that's one of the problems. Like I said, you don't really get a chance to really immerse yourself in something just because you have to.
Yeah.
Like we get a game now, and we have so many like subscription services, or you can go watch videos on it to see how it is. You don't get a chance to sit down and play it, and like that's your weekend. Like back when we were kids, like you rented a game, that was your weekend. If it sucked, guess what? You paid money for it.
Pick a better game next time.
Yeah, pick a better game next time. You got to sit down and play it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember renting the Alien 3 game and not being able to get anywhere in it.
Yep, but you tried like hell.
I did. I tried like hell.
That was your weekend. You were going to play games that weekend, or you're going to rent a movie. You got to pick out a movie. Oh, well, it's not that good. You still went all the way through it, and maybe you found something you liked about it because you actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I miss renting games. I
miss renting everything. I miss physical media. That's why when we do our unboxing videos, I praise the boxes they come in. I miss the fact that.
Shout out to Gamerblock.
Yeah, shout out to our Gamerblock videos.
There's Gamerblock in general. That's a cool thing that they do.
Yeah.
You know, and instead of just giving you a card that you. I don't think they were doing it for a collector's standpoint. I bet you they were doing it because people were throwing the cards away.
Yeah.
And not realizing they had a game. You know, but it's a nice little throwback to actually have like something to hold in your hand. But this may make you happy. Microsoft is debuting a refund program where you can buy a game at full price, and if you play it for less than 2 hours, you can refund it for the entire amount. So you can essentially demo every game.
That could be good or bad. That may be bad for developers. I don't know.
It will be, yeah. A lot of people will rent games and decide they don't want them instead of just. But games are expensive. But sometimes most people who play video games know what they like.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about the internet is you can read. Oh, this is a third-person hack and slash that plays like Dark Souls. All right, I'll give it a try. But you're not going to go in like, what is the Goonies game about? Oh, I don't even remember what. I'm sure there was a Goonies game, but I'm sure it wasn't.
Was it on the NES maybe?
Probably, but who knows what he was even about,
Yeah.
Because now you have a general idea of how a game plays.
But on a little bit more of a political note, again, something that's very important, and I'm going to take this very seriously, is the fact that if you love the internet and love what it brings to you, as far as like information, your favorite websites, that's actually in danger right now. Net neutrality is being reviewed again, and I can't remember the guy's name. It's something Pi, but he used to be a Verizon lawyer, and like he's working with the FCC now to try to kill net neutrality. Which, if you don't know what that is basically big companies like Verizon and Comcast will basically make all the big sites run really well and make all the little sites run like shit.
So our site would be crap.
Right. Basically, it's not. It's right now the internet is a level playing field for everybody. It's the only open free thing where right now I heard something about that. It's on the same level playing field as like Comcast or any big company, because the internet is the last free haven for anything really. But that's actually in danger right now. So I think there's a website like fthefcc or .com or something like that that you can go to, sign up.
Yeah,
let your voice be heard, because if you enjoy podcasting, if you enjoy any alternative media on the internet, anything like that, it's in danger. Like literally, seriously in danger, and it's a very important thing.
Yep, we wouldn't even exist.
Yeah, I mean, nobody will. YouTube's already having a big problem right now. I don't know if you've seen all that. Like,
yeah, they're trying to censor videos and stuff.
Yeah, anybody who says anything that they deem controversial is getting demonetized. So, like, a lot of the people that I like to watch are not making any money off their videos all of a sudden just because YouTube decided, hey, and they just get to pick what they think is.
Yeah. Oh boy, it got serious there at the end.
Well, I mean, it's a very serious thing. It could affect us. It could affect anybody. It can affect everyone. It makes all small businesses are all anybody who is just trying anything like what we're doing. We're just doing our thing.
Yep.
Our website could be running at the speed of fucking I don't know.
Yeah, nobody would bother visiting it if it was running too slow.
That's the point.
Because attention spans are very short
Exactly.
these days.
Exactly. That's the thing. If your website's not loading fast, nobody's going to stay there.
Yep.
So they're going to make all the basically anybody who has money will have fast websites while the rest of us will be
screwed,
twiddling our thumbs.
Yep. So
sad times we live in.
Enjoy. I heard something about that while you have the chance.
Yeah.
Because someday it may be gone.
If net neutrality's killed, you may be buffering us the entire time.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I guess that was it.
Ends on a somber note. We were talking about rompers, and now we're...
Sorry if we made anybody mad in this podcast. We don't hate anybody. We're just...
Yeah.
We just don't understand some things.
We don't understand a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
And we're not big fans of just fads.
Yep. I mean, I've been essentially the same person since I was in high school. So
yeah, just be yourself, man. That's all you.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's my advice.
And stop trying to prove shit to people. I've got nothing to prove.
Yep.
You got nothing to prove. We're just here.
I just want you to know that you're not the biggest Evil Dead fan ever. You just shut your mouth.
I just want you to know you're not the biggest Zelda fan ever.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, you're
I know
not.
more about that than you ever will.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I guess I know how to end this. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Check us out on all social media
While you can.
Dun dun dun.
It ended on an ominous tone because we might not be here.
Just make sure if you don't know what net neutrality is, look into it because it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a support every little person that needs support.
Yep.
Like us.
So if you want to send us some money, we'll send you more content.
We're very little.
There's two of us right now.
We're tiny little guys over here.
But until next time,
stay groovy. And
nothing.
I don't know.
Bye.